She's online. Oh, fantastic. Melissa, you hop aboard that hydrogen-powered scooter and come up to the stage.
Thank you.
Melissa is from Veolia and is going to be talking about real-time water quality monitoring. Take it away, Melissa.
Thank you. So thanks for joining this speech. My name is Melissa Mellado Ruiz, and with my accent, you probably understood that I'm French. But I'm actually working in Brisbane for Veolia as a business development manager on digital solutions for water operations. So today I will tell you a short success story of collaboration between a startup and a multinational company, and so we call this the CAPTA story. So if you can move to the next slide. Okay, so before I get into the story, for those of you that don't know Veolia yet, it's a multinational company that was founded about 160 years ago in France, and that now counts around 160,000 employees over 70 countries. So we work in water, solid waste, and energy. But for this presentation, I will only focus on our water activities. And as you probably understood from this pretty image on the slide, we cover the entire water cycle. So the CAPTA story that I will focus on today will be mostly on water quality and how we monitor this water quality. So if you move to the next, perfect. So before I tell you more about what CAPTA is, I will actually need to introduce Neuroxis. So 20 years ago, a research project started at the Swiss Center for Electronic and Micromechanics. So I think some of the people in the assembly are actually Swiss, so probably you know about that. Basically, this research project was focusing on developing a technology for water quality measurements. And a couple of years later, after this research project, a startup was founded, and this was called Neuroxis. So basically, Neuroxis started a partnership with Veolia in order to monitor drinking water networks and in order to protect the water networks against intentional or accidental contamination. And this is basically how the CAPTA probes started. So if you can move to the next slide. So you're going to ask probably, what are the CAPTA probes? So that's a really good question. Basically, these sensors continuously measure 4 key parameters of the water quality as recommended by the World Health Organization. So these are pressure, active chlorine, temperature, and conductivity. And all this is measured in real time on the network. So basically the captors are deployed on the drinking water network without any service disruption in order to monitor these parameters. And so this solution is offered by Veolia and Neuroxis in order to provide tools in the context of risks and threats that can constantly arise on a drinking water network. So if you move to the next slide. So the main objective of these tools are to continuously collect data in order to transmit all this data to a modular communication system. So all this is done 24/7 and 7 days a week. And the supervision is then monitored with Veolia in collaboration with the water authorities in order to make sure that we also contribute to the SDG in providing safe drinking water to everyone. So this is a really powerful decision-making tool for water authorities in order to make quick decisions on their drinking water network when they see that one of these parameters that I described earlier may have a difference, let's say. So if you move to the next one, exactly. So the first main use case that was developed through this CAPTA with Neuroxis was on securing major events. So for example, the CAPTA probes were deployed during the London Olympics on the London network in order to secure this major event and make sure that there wouldn't be any contamination during this event. Also during the COP21, for example, in Paris. So if you move to the next one. A second big use case is more this time on securing the safe drinking water supply in real time of water authorities not on a temporary basis, just like the major events, but more through the duration of the contract terms that we have with water authorities for these capta probes. So today we have about 12 countries that are using the capta probes. So France, the UK, Portugal, Greece, Australia, Canada, Greenland, Japan, and Djibouti. And in Australia, specifically, around 41 different sites are using the capta probe. So this means around 6 different clients that we have at the moment. And all these capta probes can also be plugged directly on this smart monitoring platform that you see on the screen. So we call that the Hubgrade within Veolia. And this is a really powerful platform that can gather a lot of different data sources. And one of my colleagues is going to pitch about that a bit later. So I invite you to join this pitch as well. If you move to the next slide. So basically today I told you a bit more about this success story between Veolia and the startup Neuroxys and how we developed these capta probes. And I guess that the main message from me is that we are now at Veolia used and really pleased to work with startups. And we really acknowledge the fact that these agile structure bring a lot of innovation for us as well and for our clients. So we're looking for more opportunities to work with this type of structures. So if you think that your activity could match with one of the Veolia activities, then feel free to contact me, and my contact details are on the next slides. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Melissa.